Good morning. We'll get started. So let's start by bringing some awareness to our posture, to how we are taking our seat in meditation. So let's keep our feet flat and our back straight, our hands in the lap with the palms upturned right over left with the thumbs gently touching or resting on the knees. Mainly trying to think about keeping a straight, upright spine and relaxing the physical body into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And just take a moment to settle, finding the best way for you to be stable but comfortable. Briefly scanning through the body and trying to let go of any places that you're holding unnecessary tension. And think about pulling your awareness back away from the outside world, the sights and sounds and smells of your immediate environment, trying to hold your awareness inside the body and mind, starting to use the physical sensation of the breath as it passes into and back out of the tip of the nostrils as a way of holding your attention in the present. So also letting go of mental objects that are trying to hook your attention in memories of the past or plans of the future. Whenever the mind moves from that intended object of that physical sensation, just gently lift your attention from that distraction and then place it gently back on the present moment physical sensation of the breath. and establish a virtuous motivation for your time, thinking about the purpose of your spiritual life, the qualities, the tendencies, the constructive habits that you're trying to deepen and create, and how those are of benefit not only to yourself, but also to those around you, bringing those into your circle of concern and thinking that the purpose of your time is also to try to be of benefit to them. So recently we looked at the relationship between the impermanent nature of things and our attachment. So we're going to extend our thinking about attachment, about the mind that observes or imputes some pleasant qualities to an object, to something external, and then feels as though one's own happiness is entirely dependent on how successful one is at bringing in those things that are seen as pleasant, and how our happiness is dependent on how successful we are at separating ourselves from those things that we see as unpleasant. How we go through life pushing and pulling and using that as our measure of happiness and success. We start by thinking about whether this process is deceptive. We think that this process is what will bring happiness. We observe something pleasant, we want to get it, and we engage in an action. If we're successful, then a momentary pleasant feeling may arise. And we label that pleasant feeling as happiness. And then we deepen that process of imputing pleasantness, engaging in actions, chasing pleasant feelings, and then feeling dejected or upset if we're not successful. So go back over the past few months, past year, past few years. Try to see if you can find this pattern operating in your life. Is that something that is coming up on a regular basis in daily life? Let's try to get some clarity on how often this energy of attachment might be arising. Then try to take a look at the objects that are your own objects of attachment. What is it that you find yourself chasing after? And over the course of your life, when you've been successful, are those moments of pleasant feeling, are they true happiness? How consistent, how pervasive are those pleasant feelings? And how much effort, difficulty, and unpleasant feeling are also involved in that process of chasing? How selective are our memories of these moments? Are our memories balanced? If we go to the beach or a day trip of some sort, how much of that is waiting in lines, being hot, being cold, being tired, being hungry, being thirsty? Try to see if your memories are balanced or if they're selective. Just trying to observe what's true in our own direct experience. Try to think of times when externally, maybe you were in a beautiful place where you had all of the outer conditions, but something was going on that caused strife or difficulty in your mind, conflict, and how at that time, even though maybe there was good food, good music, beautiful things to look at or do, the mind was not peaceful. And then also think of a time or times when you did have more of a sense of contentment or peace, but you weren't really contacting anything outside of yourself. Maybe you had a glimpse in meditation where you read something very inspiring that gave you some hope for your own inner development. So try to think about these two different experiences and come to a stable conclusion that the mind plays the greatest role in our own inner contentment rather than these momentary pleasant feelings that can arise by chasing and contacting objects of attachment. and make a determination that because I deeply wish to be happy and to be free of suffering, that I will try to observe more and more how chasing objects of attachment is an unstable, agitated, and ultimately unsatisfying process, whereas developing my own inner qualities, my own inner stability and strength of mind, and my familiarity with constructive, positive mental states. Well, that is an unmistaken and reliable method for cultivating the happiness that I do seek. So I'll start to put more emphasis, more effort in that direction. Try to see if you can hold the mind in that determination. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And then we'll dedicate so we recollect our motivation. We recollect the efforts that we made to actualize our motivation. And we just have a sense of offering whatever positive energy we've created for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking, may my actions serve as a principal cause for my enlightenment so that I develop the skills and the abilities to perfectly benefit all sentient beings. And may my actions serve as a cause to create the conditions for all of my spiritual guides to abide in the world, to guide and protect me and all others from now until our swift enlightenment. May they do so in lifetime after lifetime, without limit and without obstacles. Thank you.